So hey guys, Bullhorn Betty. Right behind me is Indian Mountain Lake. This is the community that Bryan Kohberger lives in. If you guys are not familiar with Bryan Kohberger, he is accused of slaying 4 people in their sleep in Mascow, Idaho. Right now I'm in the Poconos Mountains here in Pennsylvania. I did find out that the roadways back here are private roadways. So the only way we're going to get back is being invited by one of the neighbors. So we will be working on that for another trip here. But for the time being, I went up to the station up there, that right there, and I talked to them about whether or not media can go back there. And they told us that at this time, they're not allowing any media back there in that property. What we did find out is this is a very quiet community, a very safe community. The people here are distraught about the findings of one of their own being responsible for such a heinous crime. This is what we did find out. In the early morning hours, 3 a.m., we knew that Bryan Kohberger was arrested. But what we didn't know is that they went in there almost like a SWAT team, kicking open the door. They had a helicopter above the home, and they breached that home, made entry. They put all of them, Mom, Dad, and Bryan, on the ground. Seemingly nothing happened. The family did not believe anything like this would have happened. So Mom and Dad are sleeping when the front door and other areas are kicked in and the home is breached by law enforcement. This must have been unnerving for the community at large. This must have been unnerving for Bryan Kohberger's parents. And, subsequently he has been sent back to Mascow, Idaho to face charges of a quadruple homicide. And we have had the opportunity to read the probable cause affidavit from Brett Payne, which paints a very damaging picture against Bryan Kohberger. Now, we are talking about the possibility of a co-defendant in this matter. We heard up front that the first thing he asked law enforcement was anybody else arrested in this case. He was the only one so far that has been arrested. We're wondering if his dad would be considered a co-defendant. We're wondering what is going on. But we are here outside of the community for Bryan Kohberger. And again, they will not be letting us back in here to this. They will not be letting us back in here for the foreseeable future. So hopefully we will be able to get back there at some time later in the future. But for that, guys, I just want to tell you, God bless each and every one of you. Be safe. And until next time, we will be reporting from here in the Poconos Mountains. So this is where we're going to start pushing the envelope. We have the security from this community saying that this is their property, and I said no. From this pole back is your property. From this pole forward is our community, or is public property, and I have every right to be here. So, we stir up a little dust everywhere we go. Sirens and everything.
For no reason, with a tough attitude.
I'm Bullhorn Betty. You don't really want to dance with me.
I'm hoping that nobody is. You can't hear me? I'm not muted.
Are you live?
I'm gonna end it.
Oh, I didn't know you were live.
Hold on. Okay. Video.
So, anyways,
Now I gotta do it over again.
I gotta tell you, it's cold. My lips are
hold on.
freezing. My hands are freezing, so I'm gonna go grab some
Molly
gloves.
Golightly, what you just missed right now. Thank you. Please let me talk to him. Hi, sir. Do you have an opinion on
Bryan Kohberger?
What he's being accused of and his parents?
That's that guy that came here when you had the chopper up here and the break-in and everything like that.
I don't know what goes on in here.
Yeah.
I'm here 17 years.
Yeah.
I mean, it's screwed up with that guy.
Yeah.
Who would have ever thought he lived in here? But
You never hear nothing here.
Yeah.
You don't really hear much going on.
Did you hear
here.
the helicopter
Oh, yeah,
that
they
night?
have
Oh,
a whole
wow.
bunch of news trucks and everything.
Oh, wow.
You know?
Oh, here.
Yes, sir.
They have a whole bunch of news
Last
trucks.
time down is 547.
Okay. So we got.
Down there. That's
Okay. Well, he just gave us permission to be here.
okay.
And everything. Yeah, the security basically telling us that we were supposed to be from the pool.
Yeah.
We just wanted to know, like how.
Yeah. I came here from Florida. I mean, we can't get back there, but I'm gonna record some.
How we feel from him being here?
Yeah.
What he did.
What he did.
What he did was wrong.
Yeah.
What he did was totally wrong.
Right.
I can't believe it, really. And I'm not showing your face.
Yeah. And the crazy
I
thing
would never
is
do that.
we hear that this area is so safe and nice,
is.
and
Yeah,
the
it
people
is.
are
We're here
nice.
18 years and never heard of anything going on.
Like this, yeah. I think it shocked everybody. I don't think anybody was expecting anything like this. It was crazy because I
I'm
was.
surprised you guys are here now because this happened a few weeks ago.
It did. I was actually in Idaho when he was arrested. The day he was
she's
arrested,
met-
I was
she
in
did an
Moscow.
interview with
Kaylee Gonzalez's family, one of the
really?
victims. Yeah, we sat them down. They invited us in their home, and we got an interview with them. And we didn't focus on any of the speculative. We just wanted to humanize the victims.
Right.
You know, so we talked about the victims, their upbringing. It was very emotional. It was sad, and it does affect a lot of people.
Of course.
You know, a lot of people. So.
From what I heard, because I have a few friends in there, they're saying the family's going through hell.
Oh, I'm sure.
The mother and the father because they're in the middle of it.
Yeah, and we heard,
Yeah,
we
it's
actually
fine.
heard, and I'm recording myself just to let you guys know.
we're not gonna,
But I heard, because we talked to one of his childhood friends, and they said that his parents were some of the nicest people in the whole world. That he's been such a troubled child that he can't believe that this is
This
the
is
final.
why I say you never know what's going on in somebody's head.
Yep.
You might look like an angel on the outside, but there's shit ticking in your head.
Yeah.
You have no idea.
I agree. But you know
he
what's
was
so.
very intelligent.
He was no dope.
But listen to this. This is the thing, is that he was under a famed book author that studied BTK, and you would think that if you're talking about a criminal's mind and criminal behavior, like this lady's supposed to be a professional, and you got no red flags from this dude? No red flags? Like, how are you going to be teaching a class on this stuff, and this guy was sitting in your class, and you had no red flags?
No, that's it.
I'm just like
That's how good she
dumbfounded.
is.
Yeah, it was just
you
dumbfounded.
probably never even met his parents.
No.
There's so many people in there.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people.
You know, but there's a lot of bullshit you got to put up with that community inside. That's why I have my house built out here.
Yeah, I
You
see.
know, I pay dues to them,
Of course,
but I don't got to deal with their stupidity. Man.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't let nobody in unless they get a phone call.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so hard to get in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I knew we were gonna get stopped.
Yeah, I knew that. Well, you know, I was hoping, I was crossing my fingers that it was public, even because we have gates in our community, but it's maintained by the county, like the roads are
You're
maintained.
from out here? Where you
No,
from?
I'm from
She's in
Florida.
I'm in
Florida.
Yeah, and so
And
usually
where you
I can get around the gates by it being public, public roadway.
No, you can't.
But this is all private, and that gives them the ability to make those rules. So kind of, it's weird, but.
I just don't abide to all of them. I got my own rules.
I
So-
have to ask you, everyone's gonna die if I don't. That night, was it 3 a.m. that you heard the helicopters?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
And did it wake you up?
It took.
I'm a night person anyway,
Yeah.
so I was up.
So you were up.
I wasn't home. I was coming from New York, but it took. Normally it's a 5-minute drive from the end to here.
Yeah.
45 minutes to get from the end to here. The traffic was all backed up.
Oh wow.
They had reporters all out here and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was crazy.
And
It
you
was
looked
nuts.
out your door? And did you come out?
No, she don't bother with nobody.
No?
Yeah.
When you found out, did you know about these kids being murdered?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And you knew that these kids were murdered.
Right.
And when you found out that these kids were murdered, allegedly murdered by the kid that lived there, what was
It
your
was
reaction?
shocking.
Yeah, that'd freak me out.
And I was shocked because you never hear nothing.
You don't
Yeah.
hear nothing in this community.
Never.
So no cops come out here. There's no real crime here. Is this like?
They got the
Well, from
troopers
the
and the
day
local
on,
cops come out for a little bullshit.
they
but
are
Yeah,
really a
nothing
crime.
major. Yeah.
We're a
Interesting.
township road, so they don't really come out. Only when they're passing.
Gotcha.
They don't do nothing here. They
I
don't,
have a big German
they don't
Shepherd.
plow my snow.
I
They
know,
don't
it's
do
funny when I was pulling over, when she saw your German Shepherd, you're like, no. I'm like, it's just a dog.
nothing. You don't win. You don't win.
Yeah.
God bless you.
God bless you guys. Thank you so much for talking to us. We appreciate it. God bless you. So the officer walks up to while we're interviewing this guy, and he's like, "Oh well, our road starts at 5:47." I'm like, "Well, that's okay because these people told us that we can." Yeah, but the guy said, this is my property. You can be here." I'm like, "Thank you."
He stuck up for us.
He did. He was a nice guy. Oh shoot, this is still recording.
He
Oops.
stuck up for us.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's no first YouTubers to come
We
out
are
here.
the first YouTubers that came out here.
All right, and I knew, being that I've lived in 3 other gated communities, I knew it was going to be a problem. But Betty was going to fight them, but they were very strict.
Well, it
I knew
wasn't
they were
that.
gonna-
I only have a few legalities that I can fight them on, and unfortunately, with this being a private property, so this right here, from here back, is the their property. So from here forward is the county's responsibility.
Yeah.
So
I'm trying to put my seatbelts on.
it's 547. 547 is from that
Yeah.
back is good. But
Okay.
then you see county waste. So they said that their roads are all private. They're privately maintained by the association. Even the gentleman that we just interviewed with said that they pay association dues, not near as much.
Absolutely. I understand. Right.
But he says he had his house built on the outskirts of that because he didn't want to deal with the BS, because apparently I'm gonna paraphrase, they're Nazis. You know, they're
Yeah.
he didn't want to be
He didn't want to be.
he didn't want the bullshit. Excuse my language.
We got to listen to the neighbors that had the helicopters flying over the house. Can you imagine 3 a.m. and waking up to helicopters and police all over the place coming for him? And they knew about this story about these kids.
Yeah.
And oh my God, he was right next door.
It's just insane to me.
I mean, was it worth the 2-hour drive? Yeah. Just say a prayer for these kids, you guys.
Yep.
And I'm sorry I couldn't bring you alive. They said it was muted. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Aw, that stinks. All right, so the next thing is, where do we go from here?